Hi, welcome back to Durbin's Bourbon. We're down in the bar. Tonight, it's not going to be about a tasting video. It's going to be about new to whiskey. So if you're out there and you're new to whiskey and you're wanting to learn, this might be a good video for you. I've been drinking whiskey for years. I started out like everybody else, Jack and Coke, doing shots, getting sick, throwing up. You don't appreciate it, and all you remember is the burn, and that's it. You're drinking it for the wrong reasons. Whiskey is an incredible product. It's very vast in its regions and everything. I mean, it goes from Kentucky, the United States, for bourbons, all the way across the whole globe. Japan, they're making some incredible whiskeys. There's incredible scotches out there. There's incredible Irish whiskeys. I'm Irish. Who's not going to love Irish whiskey? But tonight's really going to be about those out there that are new to whiskey and wanting to learn how to appreciate it. Because when you first start out, all you get is that burn. There's different whiskeys to start out with, in my opinion, that won't give you as much of a burn as like your bourbons. Your bourbons classic typically are going to be hot and spicy. A lot of the rye, the wheats aren't going to be as bad, but that's another topic for like different tastings and stuff like that. I'm going to wet my whistle a little bit. Cheers. Tonight, that's tasty. Tonight I'm drinking Old Weller Antique 107. It's made by Buffalo Trace. It's a Kentucky bourbon. It's been around forever. It's a great, great whiskey. It's 107 proof, so it's a little hot for new to whiskey starting, unless you put a little water with it. And I do. I'll put a splash of water. It opens it up. So let's get back to tasting whiskey and getting past something. The first barrier, and probably the hardest for most people to get through, is the wall. The wall is simply the alcohol burn and everything that's hitting your palate. As soon as that spirit hits your mouth, bam, you're on fire. And all you taste is heat, numbing, and pain. Believe it or not, you will get past that. There's a book out I'm going to show you right now. It helped me immensely. I was well past that stage when I got the book. I just happened to be scrolling through Amazon, one of my favorite places. It's ridiculous. It's called Tasting Whiskey by Lou Bryson. He's a brilliant author, a very, very skilled at tasting whiskeys and stuff like that. But it really breaks down the wall. This particular book, if you're new to whiskey and you get it, it may lead you down a path of spending a lot of money on whiskey. My wife could attest to this. Because you won't just be trying whatever whiskey. Say you're a Jameson guy. You've been drinking Jameson for years. You're used to Jameson. Irish whiskeys generally are a great place to start. They're fruity. They're somewhat light unless you get into some of your higher alcohol strength, your red breasts. Some of those are pretty hot on the palate. But like Bushmills, great whiskey. It's a great place to start. Some of your light, fruitier scotches like Glenlivet. I have a bunch of them. That was one of my first scotches I started enjoying once I branched away from bourbon. A lot of people, when you first get into bourbon, like my buddy Josh, you'll see him in some videos later. We only drank bourbon for years. I'm a bourbon guy. Don't give me any more of that other stuff. I got this book, and I got this book for him, and he could not figure out why I was spending so much money on scotch and not just bourbon. And I said, read this book, and he did. And then he was a little mad at me, but he started buying scotches. He loves Peaty, Smoky, Laphroaigs, Ardbegs. It will lead you down a path of appreciating whiskey on so many different levels because each countries' whiskey is so unique and different from each other. Bourbons generally have a class. They'll all be somewhat similar in flavors and nuances as far as vanillas and almonds and cinnamons and red hots and all of that. Scotches, however, totally different world. Some of your Glenlivets are really fruity. They're light on the palate. They don't have a lot of smoke or anything in them. Your Laphroaigs and Ardbegs and Lagavulins, totally different in the Scotch world. Really heavy peat. They're peat monsters. If you're not used to it, all you're going to taste is smoke, campfire, and ash. And for instance, my buddy Josh, when I bought some, what was it? It was a Scotch, and his grandfather used to drink it. I got to see it. It was Johnny Walker Black Label. I bought that, and I was super excited. I've been reading this book, and he tried it, and he's like, oh, that's the worst thing I've ever tasted in my life. It tastes like the stuff my grandpa used to drink. All I taste is medicine. It's horrible. But now he loves it. He drinks Laphroaig, Ardbeg, all this stuff that's crazy smoke, and I do too. But don't get me wrong. I love my Kentucky bourbons. I love my U.S. whiskeys probably more than anything else. I always go back to my good old Kentucky bourbons. But there's a lot out there. Check out the other YouTube videos. I'm developing some friendships with other YouTubers out there. My Bourbon Journey, Scott over there, he's great. He does some cool videos. He's taught me a couple things. We try to help each other as far as how to survive on this YouTube thing. It's kind of it's fun. That's all it really is. But if you get some information from me, take it, run with it. I hope you enjoy it. If you see a whiskey behind me that you'd really like me to try, put a comment on the bottom and say, hey, Durbin, I want you to try that. Can you crack that for me? I want to know what you think. Or if there's a whiskey that you don't see that you're curious about, let me know. It'll give me a reason to go buy it maybe. I don't know, unless it's crazy expensive. But anyway, enjoy your whiskey. Thanks for stopping by and visiting. I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to do more visits and some more tastings. So take care. Cheers.